Najib's personal bank account. Until this week, Mr. Najib, still an elected member of parliament, had been very active, rallying support around the country for himself and his party. Some feared that the judiciary would balk at putting such a powerful and wealthy figure behind bars, something that's almost unheard of in Southeast Asia. However, on Tuesday, the federal Supreme Court judges stood firm, unanimously rejecting his last-minute efforts to delay the verdict.
The BBC's Jonathan Head. Japan's national police chief is resigning, taking responsibility for the assassination of former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. News and analysis at townhall.com. Germany plans to keep exporting electricity to France despite calling on citizens to fend off winter shortages by saving energy at home.
Problems at French nuclear plants have driven up electricity prices there in recent months. That has prompted power companies in neighboring countries to sell their excess energy to France. Even precious natural gas, which Germany is trying to conserve for winter in case Russia cuts off supplies entirely, is being burned in large volumes to produce electricity for export to France. A German government spokesman said Wednesday that there were no plans to stop that practice. Keith Peters reporting.
Amazon is shutting down the hybrid virtual in-home care service it has spent years developing. It is a surprising move. It underscores the challenges Amazon faces as it moves into the healthcare arena. Amazon Care scheduled to end by the 31st of December. More on these stories at townhall.com.
This is staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with your regional radio forecast. Mainly cloudy skies this afternoon with a chance for scattered thunderstorms. Highs around 84, southwest winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Chance for scattered thunderstorms again tonight. Lows level off around 65. Mainly cloudy skies expected. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Tomorrow, high temperatures reach up to 81. Hear weather twice an hour or online anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com. Currently, it's 67.
We often use the term full service, but what does that really mean? This is Scott Baum from Baum Chevrolet Buick here in Clinton. Full service means we provide solutions for your transportation problems. We have 24 hours towing, collision repairs, engine maintenance, tire replacement and alignments, including wheel balancing. We're your problem-solving team. We pledge to listen to your car concerns and discuss your best options. BaumChevyBuick.com, right from the start.
Despite supply chain issues, owner Dave Jackson's great team of employees at your Clinton Save-A-Lot are working to keep their shelves stocked to save you up to 40% every day. Find out more by clicking their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Peterson Insurance Services in Clinton is a 2014 Pekin Insurance Illinois Agency of the Year. Jay Peterson here from Peterson Insurance. Find out about Pekin's auto, home, or life insurance by clicking on our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Thank you for listening to this Miller Media Group radio station. We appreciate you making the choice to tune in to us. We want to remind you of some things to keep the attorneys happy. Our stations allow one winner per household in a 30-day period. Cash prizes are mailed to our winners within 30 days of winning. And as you've probably already guessed, portions of today's programming on this Miller Media Group radio station were pre-recorded and are mechanically or digitally reproduced. There. Now we've made the attorneys happy. Thanks again for listening to this Miller Media Group station.
Let's swing open the farm gate together every day on WHOW. I'm Stu Ellis, your host of the long-running agriculture feature called The Farm Gate. I bring the latest news and information on where agriculture is and where it's going to WHOW Ag listeners several times a day. From tariffs to treaties, from the Board of Trade to the running board on your truck, I cover Central Illinois agriculture every day on The Farm Gate. Hear it all on WHOW's many platforms on the radio or online. Join me, Stu Ellis, for The Farm Gate.
DeWitt County's #1 source for local news is on the air and online 24 hours a day. The latest local news stories are heard every hour on Central Illinois' news station, the Big 1520 AM and 92.3 FM WHOW. Stream live at DeWittDailyNews.com. They're also heard every hour on the station that's your easy choice, 95.9 FM WEZC. And to read the latest local news on your electronic device, including tablets, iPhones, and smartphones, go to DeWittDailyNews.com. DeWitt County's #1 source for local news is on the air, online 24 hours a day.
WHOW. WHOW. Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Shelly Tolly with Piecemeal joins us in studio today. Good morning, Shelly.
Hi, Seth. How are you today?
I am well. Thanks for making time for us as always. Talking piecemeal this morning, we're going to dive into food deserts. And
Yes.
I was telling you off the air, this is interesting because food deserts has been, it's not a buzzword per se, but it's a phrase I've heard a lot in the last like 6 to 8 weeks. And so
when I was doing my research, there's a lot of money being funneled into food deserts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
But one of the people that I listened to said that unfortunately, because the trend has lasted for so long now, that people are going to convenience stores and gas stations because they don't have access to grocery stores.
Right.
That they are now prone to buying junk.
Yes.
That's unhealthy for them. And
it's
so
like a
now
habit. Yeah.
we're throwing all this money at this problem, but people are now trained and their bodies are addicted to this unhealthy food. So how do we fix this problem?
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. And you brought up a great idea on a panel discussion. I know because a couple of other folks I talked to throughout the course of a month have mentioned food deserts. So I like that idea. Maybe that's something we'll do down the road. But let's start out, Shelly. Remind us, Piecemeal. What's this program? What's it all about?
So Piecemeals is for seniors that are over 60 years old, and we have two separate programs, a congregate program, which is where seniors that are still active and can get out and about will sign up the day before at one of our congregate sites. They'll go to the site. We have activities. We meet Monday through Friday, but they can choose what they want to eat. And then we'll get into that a little later, but we have bingo, we have ice cream socials, we have special speakers that come in and talk to the seniors, nutrition education. So that's for the seniors that are still out and about. And then we have the home delivered meal program, which is what I'm a part of. And that's for seniors that are over 60 that have difficulty getting out of their home.
Right.
For either it being physical, mental, food insecure. So we put them on our home delivered program, and that's a Monday through Friday program. It's a hot lunch that they get served, and it meets the USDA guidelines of what a nutritious meal is.
Sure. We've done a deep dive into Piecemeal many times.
Yes.
First time listeners perhaps hearing about Piecemeal, is there a place they can go to learn more about where this service area is, how to get a meal to maybe a loved one in a certain area? Where can they find that information?
So the counties that we serve are McLean, Livingston, DeWitt, Piatt, Champaign, Ford, and Iroquois.
Okay.
And you can always call 309-665-5900 or 833-923-3905, and that will get you to our office.
Very good. Shelly, let's dive into, you mentioned food deserts right at the top. What is a food desert? What constitutes this?
So a food desert defined by the USDA is low-income regions that do not have access to healthy, affordable food. And then I want to give some brief definitions of what those things are. It's a little wordy, bear with me.
Sure.
Low-income region is defined as a poverty rate of 20% or greater. So in that area, at least 20% of that population or greater are going to fall below the poverty line. Low income access or low access region is defined as at least 500 people or 33% of the population lives at least 1 mile away from a supermarket or a grocery store. And in the rural areas, that's 10 miles. And then the last thing is that they have no access to vehicles. So those three things combined make a food desert. And then an estimated 13.5 million people in the United States have low access to supermarkets or large grocery stores. That's 82% of people living in urban areas.
Oh my goodness.
Do not have access to that, which is interesting. I looked in Bloomington Normal, all of the grocery stores, Walmarts, Hy-Vees, they're on the east side, and all of the high-rise, low-income high-rises are on the west side.
Oh, wow. So when you talk about not having access, that doesn't seem, especially if you don't have a vehicle in an area like Bloomington Normal, it doesn't seem like it'd be that hard to get to one of those places if you're, they're on the east side, the high rises and low income areas, or west side. Doesn't seem like it'd be that big of a challenge to get there. But is it?
Well, if you're low income, you have to then pay to get over there. And also, if you get the C card or transportation help, it's a bus. So you have a senior that may have a walker or a cane that's having to climb stairs with groceries. I mean, even young people might have difficulty trying to juggle all their groceries without even having a walker or a chair,
Right.
let alone if you're in a mobility scooter. So it's just difficult for them to access those things if they have to travel far to get that stuff.
Excellent point. Excellent point. So let's talk about living in a food desert, and again, just kind of the poor diet choices that come because of that, as a result of that lack of access. How about some of those things?
So according to the go to the Atlas tool, which is an interactive map on the USDA website. Food deserts in America that are in our area are southwest Bloomington, northwest Normal, a large portion of northeast McLean County, a pocket of central Livingston County, and most of Iroquois County are food deserts. And hold on, I don't think I'm answering what you wanted me to answer.
No, that's okay. You're fine. Keep going. You're fine. You're just fine.
The thing that I found was that 2000 U.S. Census showed that Bloomington's population is 13% below poverty, which is 2.8% higher than the national average. And West Bloomington is considered a food desert by the USDA, and they have an inability to access affordable, healthy food, and it's causing health problems in our in everyone. But we're concerned about the seniors, of course, because of our program. To me, this is heartbreaking because we live in one of the most fertile grounds in all of the world. We're known as the food basket to the world, and we have citizens that can't access fresh food. That is, to me, that's heartbreaking. So the other problem that we have are the convenience stores. When I was a kid, we had grocery stores on local corners everywhere. Mom and pops had real grocery stores. It wasn't a convenience store. It was like maybe the size of a small house. And my mom would send us down. This is when we just got our license, so we thought we were big cheese, and she would give us $10 and we'd go down and we get like milk, eggs, and then produce or whatever she needed. They had meat, and we would go and buy what we needed and would go back home. That doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
That store now is a liquor store. For real.
Yeah. Right.
And so what has replaced these things? Convenience stores. Dollar General, which there's nothing wrong. I shop at Dollar General all the time. So I'm not knocking Dollar General.
Right.
But there are drawbacks to shopping at convenience stores. All of the produce is frozen or canned. All of the meat is lunch meat or canned meat. All the food is heavily processed and has very poor nutritional value. And if you go in there, what is all over the shelves? Junk food.
Right, exactly.
Candy, chips, crackers. So, and it's also very expensive. So they're getting lower quality food for a much higher price.
Right.
So this is what you're facing.
Sure. So let's talk a little bit, Shelly, about, you mentioned lack of transportation. How is this, talk more about that challenge specifically.
So seniors that are low income can get referrals. When I do the referral system, I ask them, do you need help with transportation? So we can get them hooked up with their local, like in Piatt County, it's called Piatt Tram. In Clinton, it's called Show Bus. In Rantoul, it's called C Cart. So there's all kinds of programs throughout our counties that offer free or reduced price transportation.
Right.
So seniors that need help with that, they can call our number. And that again is 309-665-5900. And if they're only wanting a transportation referral, they'll patch you through to me and I will make sure that you get a referral for transportation, because if that's the thing that's keeping you from getting healthy food, we want to break down that barrier.
Sure. I know you've got a little experience with a client and what they've, and many clients, I'm sure you've heard this many times, but one specifically, tell us about this.
Yeah. So I have one guy that I just signed on, and I was asking him, did he need help with food assistant benefits? And he said, no, I get food assistant benefits. He said, but my problem is I can't get to the store, so I do all my grocery shopping at the gas station.
Oh, wow.
Which is way worse than Dollar General. So he's using his food assistant benefits to get groceries, and I say that loosely, at a gas station.
Right.
Because a lot of our low income clients, they live in these high rises, they get food assistant benefits, but they have no transportation. So they go to whatever is closest to them.
I'll tell you what, Shelly, let's take a time out here. We'll come back and talk a little bit about combating this issue, what's being done from a piecemeal perspective and other efforts. In the meantime, again, remind us how we learn more about piecemeal.
So you can always call us at 309-665-5900 or 833-923-3905.
Shelly Tolly with Piecemeal, our guest in studio. More to come with her on the WHOW Morning Show.
WHOW.
CEO Paul Scarron here from Warner Hospital and Health Services in Clinton. Our trained physical therapists offer quality, compassionate care close to home. Find out more by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
When it comes to fire and water restoration, ServPro of Piatt DeWitt counties is the leader in cleaning, restoration, and construction. Find out all the services they provide by clicking their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
ServPro of Piatt DeWitt Counties is proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the WHOW Clinton Maroon Player of the Game, announced at the end of every Maroon sports broadcast. Our WHOW announcing staff will select that night's WHOW ServPro of Piatt DeWitt Counties Clinton Maroon Player of the Game, whose play will be highlighted in each WHOW Maroon postgame broadcast, and that player receives a certificate. Remember ServPro of Piatt DeWitt Counties, the leader in cleaning, restoration, and construction. Find out their services by clicking their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
This is Noah Atkinson, owner of Lincoln Printers and Sign Designs in Lincoln. Our communities thrive thanks to small businesses. That's why I'm pleased to be the exclusive sponsor of the WHOW WEZC Lincoln Printers Business of the Month.
Jason Reynolds owns and operates Jason's Lawn Service, providing Clinton and surrounding area lawn care and landscaping for businesses and residences. They care about the details. Stop by their location on US Route 51 or find them online at jasonslawn.com. They'll receive a $200 gift certificate good at Lincoln Printers and Sign Designs for being our WHOW WEZC Lincoln Printers Business of the Month. Nominate a business you'd like featured by emailing us at WHOW@randyradio.com.
Lincoln Printers and Sign Designs salute this local business for helping make the community grow. And when it comes to envelopes, wedding invitations, signs, banners, vinyl wraps, and more, find us online at lincolnprintersinc.com.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show is streaming to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Shelly Tolly with Piecemeal is our guest in studio today. Shelly, let's talk a little bit. We've been diving into food deserts and the heartbreak and the many challenges that folks face in a food desert. And I would never have guessed Bloomington and Normal were spots for a food desert. I never would have thought that. So,
and it's a clear divide too.
Yeah,
it is. It is a straight down line between the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah. So let's talk about how. Let's start with specifically Piecemeal, what you're doing in Central Illinois to combat this, and we can kind of get into a greater conversation from there.
Right. So, Piecemeal and the East Central Illinois Area Agency on Aging. We're just going to call them Area Agency from now on.
That's fine.
But we provide those congregate meals and the home delivered meals. So the Area Agency provides us with grants to supply meals to the seniors, and then we provide the food. So like I said, again, We have the congregate meal, which you go in and eat at the site, and we have the home delivered meal that is delivered to the client. And then also in Bloomington, our kitchen manager, Tammy McWhorter, works with the Midwest Food Bank. She goes in there once a month. She gets fresh produce, meat, dairy, and then like the meat she uses in the kitchen, but the fresh produce, like she has bananas and bags of grapes, oranges. She sends that all out to the clients. And then she gets other odds and ends that the clients may not be able to afford. But it's more like hand sanitizer and cleaning agents. But she works really hard to make sure that they get some fresh produce every month.
Yeah.
And then we have 10 kitchen staff, which I was talking to someone yesterday in our staff, that 10 people put out over 1,000 meals every day to those 7 counties.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
So it's amazing.
100 meals a person. That's wild.
Yeah. So Zenobia Jackson and Tammy McWhorter are our kitchen managers, and they do an excellent job, and their staff is phenomenal.
Sure.
And then we are expanding routes into these food deserts. So George Peden, he and Ashley Ritchie are our route driver supervisors, and we are working together to try and figure out how to best serve these communities.
Okay.
So we have just started a brand new route in Cullum, which is north of Bloomington. And we have a driver position available. So if you're interested in driving up there, again, call 309-665-5900. We'd love to have you as part of our team. We are wanting to expand through that Cullum area, which is Chatworth, and I'm going to butcher this name, Sonneman. Is that right?
I have no idea.
Sonneman?
I get asked that all the time. I have no idea. I literally don't know.
Kempton, Edmonton, and Odell. And then we're developing routes in Ford and Iroquois County. So again, that East Iroquois County is a food desert. However, we have 3 sites already operating over there.
Tell us about those.
So we have 2 sites in Cessna Park, a Dairy Queen that delivers meals, and then Cessna Family Restaurant. And then we have a restaurant in Watsika, and we have Bert's Place in Milford. So all 3 of those restaurants are already serving an area that is it's not so much that they're low income, it's that it's a rural area and there are no grocery stores.
Right. Yeah.
Cessna Park has one, but yeah, there's no grocery stores.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we're also going to try and get into West Iroquois, which would be Loda, Buckley, Onaga, and Gilman. And then where I'm excited, because this is where I live, is Piatt County. So we're trying to develop a route that's going to encompass Lodge, DeLand, Cisco, Cerro Gordo, LaPlace, and Hammond. Now that's where I take my frozen routes, but we want everybody to have access to our hot meals.
Right, exactly.
And so we're working very hard on getting routes running in those areas.
Is it just a matter of you need people in those areas to deliver, or is it more than that?
So we have to have a special vehicle called a hot shot.
Okay.
And it's a heated and cooled vehicle, so that our meals stay at temp. But because of the world, the way it is right now, those are on a back order of a year.
Oh, wow.
So we're trying to figure out what to do with the hot shots that we have now so that we can access these areas.
Best utilize those. Yeah, absolutely.
And then we're already serving in Mansfield, and I got my first client in DeLand. So if anybody knows anyone from DeLand that's a senior that's 60 that needs hot meals, please give us a call because we'd love to serve them.
So developing spots in those areas. How much of a challenge is it to find drivers for these routes?
We have open spots right now already.
Right.
So it's just a matter of plugging the right person in. It is one of the most rewarding jobs you will ever have in your life.
Right.
I get to run routes from time to time. I usually run the same routes all the time, and they get so excited when they see you. They're just like, I haven't seen you in such a long time. And then like the drivers that drive all the time, it's like having 450 grandparents. It's just really rewarding.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Shelly, we could probably go a lot longer on that topic. Maybe we'll save that conversation for another time. But again, in the meantime, where do folks go to maybe learn more about the opportunities of volunteering through Piecemeal and just Piecemeal in general? How about those things?
So we're starting September 7th. Every Wednesday, we'll be having grocery bingo at Pontiac High Rise. So what that means is they're going to play bingo for groceries. So if you,
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this is going to help combat that area. So the meals start at 11, bingo's at 11:45. September 8th, Dwight will be opening their congregate site, and their meals are served between 11:30 and 12. And they're at 201 North Franklin Street in Dwight. So again, if you want to volunteer or if you want to be part of our team, please call 309-665-5900. And I always say you might not be able to change the world, but you can change the world of a senior.
Absolutely. So one little thing at a time, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Shelly, talk about Clinton and Weldon just real fast, the congregate site. I got about a minute with you, so we can dive into these.
So Clinton, we are so close to opening Clinton back up. We just have to have a few more little tweaks. We need volunteers. We need volunteer drivers in Clinton. So it only takes about an hour to run a route. You don't have to do it every day. You would just let Drew know what days you can deliver. And if you're a church out there that's listening, like in Monticello, we have churches that take a week at a time. So we have 6 churches that do it, and every 6 weeks they take a week at a time. So if you're a church out there that's listening, again, 309-665-5900. We'd love to have you help us.
How many people do you think you need from a congregation in a given week?
Well, like Mike, we do 2 routes in Monticello, and there would be probably 2 routes in Clinton.
Okay, so you're not asking for 6 or 7 people to step up.
No.
It's literally 1 or 2.
Right.
Got it. Very good. So if interested, put that on the radar. Shelly, just again, where do folks go to learn about all things piecemeal? Give us the World Wide Web access. How about that?
So you're just going to go to the OSF Heart of OSF St. Joseph.
Okay.
And you'll just follow the links on that to find piecemeal.
Very good. Shelly, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Shelly Tolly with Piecemeal, our guest in studio. The morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Network news on the way on the WHOW Morning Show.